I'm going to read exactly what I wrote. People were just freaking out because I said Ireland was... I said the UK fans when they were in Ireland. And this just caused people to lose their minds. There were threads in all caps. There were threads that included the word fuck in all caps in the subject line. And so basically I responded, this says more about Ireland than it says about me. This caused people to get even more angry. Now, yes, I screwed up, okay? I said the UK fans when they were in Ireland. Is this really that big a deal? Is it really that big a deal that a guy in Washington is not entirely certain what countries make up the United Kingdom? This is not about not knowing where Ireland is on a map. I can go out to my map right there in the living room with a fucking blindfold on and show you where Ireland is. I can't necessarily name every single fucking country that's in the United Kingdom. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Somebody in Ireland, in the UK, if somebody over there were unable to look at a map and show me where Washington was, do you think I'd give a shit? No. I would not give a shit if they could not tell me where Washington was on the map. If I told them to look on the map and name me the X number of states that are in the Pacific time zone, if they were unable to do so, would I have a giant flip out on a message board and type these fucking things in all caps about how goddamn ignorant they were? No.
No?
In the grand fucking scheme of the Earth, which may full well be completely fucked, we could be down to the wire here, everybody. This fucking world could be ending very soon. Does it really matter that I said fucking UK fans for a show in Ireland? Really? No. Calm the fuck down. Realize I just lost my mind right there, but seriously.
You feel better?
Let me just give you an example. Obama he's in office now.
I hadn't heard.
As of today. That's the rumor. Okay? Now, some dude in Japan, let's say that I had a subscriber or I was part of a website in Japan. If a guy in Japan wasn't sure if Obama was a Republican or a Democrat, is that really that big a deal? Is it really that big a deal?
No.
No. So imagine if somebody in Japan said, man, Barack just got office. Republicans must be thrilled. What would you think about me if I subsequently went on the website and in all caps wrote, you fucking dumbass dumb shit? How can you not fucking know this? I would be the irrational one, not that guy. Because in the grand scheme of things, it ain't a big deal. It's not a big deal. I realize all the Irish are now not going to vote for me in King of the Board, but I don't give a fuck. I'll fucking beat all you foreigners on my own in this tournament. I've got big plans. You're going to see, when I am king, what I'm going to do about all of you overseas. There's going to be some changes. That's right. Except for my friends. Except for my friends that vote for me. Those of you that vote for me, things are going to be good for you. It's the folks like... I'm not going to mention his name, but there's a certain troll on the board from a foreign land, in fact. That's right. He's been on this website since 2005, if I recall correctly. 2005. God knows how many posts this guy's got. But in the King of the Board tournament today, a guy who literally is new, like within the last 3 months, kicked his ass. Kicked his ass. That's what happens. That's what happens to negative Nancys. Not like me, I'm full of positivity. Even with my concussion, I'm full of love and positivity.
You really are a bizarre little man, you know that?
For my friends who are going to vote for me on Thursday in the King of the Board tournament against Dave. I wasn't going to talk about this too much, but I might as well talk about it a little bit right now. Everybody thinks that I'm going to come on here. They want me to come on here and say these horrible things about Dave. They want me to come on here and yell about Dave and make fun of Dave and call Dave bad names and that sort of thing. I'm Dave's friend. Dave and I are friends. We're partners here on this website. If I came on here and said horrible things about Dave and called him names, I would be a liar. Who wants to vote for a liar? Not me. Not me. I would want to vote for a man who's honest. So I'm not going to bury Dave. I'm not going to make fun of Dave. I'm not going to point out anything about Dave that people want to hear that may be construed as perhaps a weakness. I'm going to say that Dave is a fine man, but he is not fit to be king of the board because he doesn't even know this thing exists. Dave has no idea there's a king of the board. So why would you vote for him into the next round? Fools!
Are you done?
Yeah, let's talk about Smackdown.
All right.
How come you're not in this tournament?
Because I don't care.
No, Dave doesn't care either. He's in the second round.
I don't care enough to answer your question.
You know what I may do? I may do this. Maybe next year I will give the king of the board a cash prize. What do you think about that?
I don't think you will. I think you hate spending money too much.
I will say this right now. I will say this right now, everybody. This is my... I realize I'm already breaking the rules by talking about this here on the radio show, but Pegasus Kid has already run off. He's been RUNNOFT, so it doesn't matter. So this is what I'm saying here tonight. This is my campaign promise. If you vote me in as the 2009 King of the Board, I hereby vow and promise, and Vince, here's my witness, and in fact, bring me one of the Bibles over there on that... Find one of my Bibles over there. I've got so many. As a man of the Lord, find me one of them.
Working on it.
There's got to be a Bible over there, for Christ's sake.
Laws of Success by Napoleon Hill. Is that close enough?
No. There it is, right there. Fourth one down. Next to Moby Dick. Next to Naked Lunch. There we go. Give me that Bible.
Do I have to hold it?
Hold that. It's like swearing in Obama. I hereby swear on this holy Bible that if I am voted in as the 2009 King of the Board, I will award a $100 cash prize to next year's King of the Board, the 2010 winner. Done. That's right. If I am King of the Board in 2009, then the 2010 winner will, in fact, get a $100 cash prize.
Jesus, dude.
That's right.
It's insane.
I'm going to make this thing fun. So there you go, everybody. But you have to vote me in, because if you don't, all bets are off. I may charge you $100 to the next year's King of the Board if I don't get voted in. All right.
So basically you're saying you will pay $100 to win this contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But I don't have to pay till 2010.
$100 for you to be the winner of this thing.
But it doesn't count till 2010.
That's a new form of pathetic.
Well, whatever. How is this any different than fundraising? It's essentially what I'm doing. I'm asking for money. Or I'm asking for votes. And in return, I will...
The opposite of fundraising,
It is the opposite of fundraising. How is it any different than I will lower taxes? How is it any different than I will pass a stimulus bill?
Well...
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to pass... No, what it's like is...
The difference, Brian, is that politicians do it to win high office. You're doing it to win a popularity contest on the board.
Sure, yeah.
That's what's different.
It's very important to me. This is like in the old days when, like, you were the president, you were offered, like, $25,000 a year. And it's slowly gone up, over the course of history, and Obama's getting $400,000. Woo-hoo!
Yeah.
You wonder why. But anyway, the point is I'm now going to pay a man to be the king of the board for the year.
So basically, we've become Illinois.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this Smackdown show now that I've just lost my mind. I'm surprised with my brain injury I didn't die in the middle of that. So that right there should garner me. That right there should garner me some votes. What did I just... Shut off the drop board.
Your brain only works when you're angry.
Do you have Smackdown notes? You start.
Show opened with Vicky Guerrero in the ring. She was hated as always. She showed footage of Triple H being beaten up from the week before, going through his triple Jeopardy match, which he won 2 of, including the handicap match. Then she said he ruined her wedding day. He almost ruined her marriage, and he ruined her reputation. She called him out, demanded he apologize. He came out and apologized. I'm a goof, he said. I'm a degenerate. And he apologized for his bad behavior. He said he had gone through great trouble to acquire the nude photos he had referenced earlier. He said the Great Khali had them first and had showed them to everybody. And then Joey Styles had gotten them and put them on the WWE website, so he had to pay a lot of money to get them back from him. But he had gotten them back, and he handed the pictures over to her, and Vicky said she accepted his apology, but it was not enough. Here's where it got dumb. She said she could not take away his spot in the Royal Rumble. She does not have the power to just pull him out of the Rumble.
She can add, but not subtract.
She can add, but not subtract. But what she can do is make him defend it. She can't outright take it from him, but she can force him to put it on the line at a match.
Now, we rant about TNA all the time, and it's only fair that I rant about the stupidity of SmackDown. This was fucking... This let me tell you something. This whole Vicky Guerrero Triple H thing is just the dumbest thing of late. It's so stupid. For ever since, like, he came out and insulted her, and so he insulted her so much that she put him in the Rumble. What?
Right.
Now she can put him in, but she can't take him out. What?
I don't know.
What the hell is your job here?
That's a great question.
Are you Jim Cornette?
I don't... maybe? So she was angry. She said she was going to make him defend his Rumble slot against the Big Show. And as she was going to the back, Hunter interrupted her and said, well, here's the pictures then. Haha. And they put up the stripper music, and they put the world's largest black rectangles over Vicky's body up on the big screen. And they've also played donkey sound effects. Now, the point here is to try to embarrass Vicky and make her look bad. Wouldn't you go with cow or pig sound effects? Maybe
She's a jackass.
She was a jackass. I see. So she was angry, and she said, it will no longer be you defending your spot against the Big Show. It will be someone else. It will be MVP defending your spot against the Big Show. And
so she can't subtract him, but she can sign another match with two different people, and if one guy loses, he's subtracted?
Yeah. Don't look at me. I didn't write it.
Thumbs down, everybody.
This was really, really, really stupid.
We had Henry and Jack Swagger against Matt Hardy and Fit Finlay, which was a pretty fun little match, and Matt ended up pinning Swagger with the Twist of Fate. Thumbs down to the finish. I realize I realize they're building up a pay-per-view, but he just won the belt. He got pinned the first fucking match.
He just won the belt, and it was his first pin ever. First time he was pinned just by Matt in a meaningless tag match.
You know what this is? We talked about this last week. It's people petrified to have people lose on Raw and SmackDown. He really couldn't just have Jack Swagger beat Matt Hardy again. Seriously.
Or Finlay.
Matt.
Either one, but
have him keep beating the guy.
The worst guy to get pinned is who they picked. There's no reason to have Jack Swagger get pinned here. I did like a point. They did the most basic hot tag tease ever here, where I think it was I forget who it was. Somebody, they had the heat of Finlay and had him in a front face lock, and he was inching his way towards the corner, reaching out step by step, getting closer and closer, until finally the guy just turned around and punched Matt in the face. That made me laugh.
We got to get Crackalack in here. Mark Henry and Jack... Oh, we already did that one. See? There you go, everybody. Head injury. We had Show meeting with Chavo, Edge, and Vicky, and said he was going to beat up MVP later, and he needed Edge to take care of business and win the title, and then they could face off at WrestleMania for the belt. And anyway, Edge sent Chavo to go get the cutting edge ready. So Chavo, at some point, I'm sure, is turning babyface, which... is a lateral move. Nobody cares about him as a heel.
Doesn't matter.
Nobody cares about him as a babyface.
There's dissension between the Big Show and Edge that I don't get.
We had Todd interviewing Michelle about her reign of terror.
She's so horrible.
She is quite hideous. And she said, this hottest girl in the company, this and that. So then Victoria walked up and challenged her to a match, essentially. And there you go. We had a bunch of segments with Hunter meeting with MVP and telling him this, that, and the other thing. If you don't win, you're in trouble, and had his sledgehammer and threatened to basically murder him if he did not win.
Let's review that. Triple H, the hero, the babyface, said if you don't win this wrestling match, I'm going to hit you with a sledgehammer.
I don't know how anybody could possibly like Triple H.
I don't either.
I mean, the thing that amazes me is every week he comes out and is a complete asshole to Vicky, and so she signs him to a match, and he gets offended and sad.
Right.
Like he's just entitled to everything. And when someone takes that away from him, he's mad at them. It's just the most ridiculous babyface character I've ever seen. So, actually I can't say that. There's far worse in TNA, but MVP and Big Show, we forgot Kendrick and R-Truth, where...
they had a 4-minute match.
Yeah.
Truth won. Zeke killed him. It was fine.
We had MVP and Big Show, last man standing. This match went on forever. Just forever. I think I watched this over 2 days and did a bunch of moves, and MVP ended up... but basically what happened, this was also fucking stupid. Vicky had apparently signed them to the last man standing match and said if Hunter interfered, he would lose his slot in the Rumble.
Her exact words were, "You are banned from ringside."
You were banned from ringside. You'll lose your slot in the Rumble, even though she can't subtract him.
Right.
So he interfered blatantly on the ramp, and MVP won. And so later she met with Hunter and said, since he got involved, he was out of the Rumble. And Hunter said, wait. He said I was banned from ringside. I was nowhere near ringside. I was on the stage. Therefore, I'm still in the match. So then she said, let me make myself perfectly clear. Next week you're facing Kozlov.
Yes.
What?
Yes. This is a poorly written TV show. I just like the part where...
Let me make myself perfectly clear after he tried to philander his way back into the Rumble. Next week you'll be facing Kozlov?
Yeah.
What in the hell does that have to do with anything?
Nothing.
And why is he not out of the Rumble?
Because she can't take him out.
Because of a semantic argument with the owner?
Yes. The best part of which is, as he said, he pointed out, I was nowhere near ringside. You can't do anything. And apparently he was right.
This is so stupid. This is as stupid as that TNA pay-per-view when Cornette said he didn't have the power to restart a match. What?
Yeah.
Who is writing this bullshit?
Don't know.
Then we had Victoria and Michelle. Michelle, of course, won, and this was Victoria's last match. And they had the announcers talk about it the whole time, but her post-match thing was cut, which was bullshit because Big Show and MVP did not need to go as fucking long as it did, and there were a bunch of segments on the show that could have been cut.
Yes.
And this was just lame.
Didn't really need the Umaga video. Could have done with the emotional goodbye, meaningful thing, but whatever. It was, it was a Victoria Michelle match. It was nothing you need to see. Unless you're a huge Victoria fan, it's your last chance to see her, in which case, sucks to be you.
Then we had the big Edge deal where he talked about this and that and called out Jeff, and as he was coming out, his pyro malfunctioned and he was blown to smithereens. And I did Observer Live, and somebody asked about stuff going in his eye and that sort of thing, and I'd only seen a small screen cap of this on our board, ironically. I'd not seen the HD version yet, and what they basically did was there were fireworks quite a bit in front of him and quite a bit behind him, and they shot it in such a fashion that it looked like he was in the midst of them. So it was actually pretty goddamn safe, but still, I don't like fire. You don't play with fire. They said this since the fucking Stone Age, for Christ's sake, for a reason.
Yeah.
So it was spectacular looking. It was largely safe.
It looked fucking awesome, let's be honest. There's a scene where there's the initial kind of burst, and then it kind of died down, and you had a vision of Jeff on his knees, grabbing his face, silhouetted against open flame behind him. It looked cool. I'm not going to say it wasn't dangerous. I'm not going to say it wasn't dumb, but the final result was good.
So there you go, everybody. That was Smackdown. The Edge and Jeff Hardy storyline continues, likely setting up the return of Christian probably this coming Sunday at the Royal Rumble. So there you go. Let's play a song, and then we'll do Raw.